Comic books have introduced us to incredible heroes, extraordinary powers, and technologies far beyond our current understanding. But what if the science behind your favorite superheroes was put to the test? In this video, we'll examine some of the scientific concepts and claims found in comic books and see how they compare to real-world science. While comic books aren't meant to be scientifically accurate, comparing them with reality can reveal just how creative and sometimes surprisingly plausible comic book science can be. Batman Off-World is a mini-series written by Jason Aaron that tells the story of a young Batman who realizes he isn't prepared for extraterrestrial threats. He leaves Earth to train himself against dangers from across the galaxy. The story is a fast-paced sci-fi adventure that explores how Batman becomes ready to protect Earth from threats beyond Gotham. Here, we're going to examine some of Batman's lines, so if you haven't read the comic book yet, make sure you do before watching this video. Okay, so while in space, Batman says, "Artificial gravity throws me off, feel too sluggish and too weightless at the same time." Can artificial gravity make you feel sluggish and weightless at the same time? Yes, this is a correct observation by Batman. According to NASA's study known as the Artificial Gravity Bedrest European Space Agency study, researchers studied whether artificial gravity could counteract the effects of microgravity on the human body. The adaptation of artificial gravity and rotating environments can cause disorientation, altered movement perception, and unusual sensations that make Batman's description plausible. Artificial gravity, or rotational gravity, is the creation of a force known as inertial force. Artificial gravity has been proposed as a way to reduce some of the negative effects of long-term weightlessness. Unlike Earth's gravity, this force is generated by rotational movement rather than by the mass of a planet. For example, by rotating a spacecraft so that the outward centrifugal effect presses the astronauts against the floor, mimicking the sensation of gravity. The faster the rotation or the larger the structure, the stronger the artificial gravity. Falling through space, unprotected, no air left in my lungs. Only seconds before I pass out, then suffocate, then freeze. Batman is partially correct here. In a vacuum, Batman would first pass out, then suffocate. But contrary to popular depictions, he would not instantly freeze. The Federal Aviation Administration report in Advisory Circular number 61-107B provides information to aid pilots in becoming familiar with the basic phenomena associated with high altitude and high-speed flight. Furthermore, it explains how different parts of our body react to different altitudes. For example, the gas in the gastrointestinal tract is usually a result of the digestion process, and the escape can be either flatulation or belching. But during a flight descent, if the gas expands in unpressurized flight to attitude and is not allowed to escape, it could result in pain and possible syncope, aka passing out. Humans typically remain conscious for approximately 9 to 12 seconds. The astronaut then starts to lose consciousness due to complete lack of oxygen in the blood, which pumps no oxygen to the brain. All the fluids in the body, including those in the eyes and mouth, start to boil. The gases trapped in body cavities expand, causing swelling and discomfort. There are other dangerous effects that the spacesuits protect against, such as cold and radiation, but these do not cause immediate death, and they definitely do not cause explosions. Space is a staggering vast nothingness, a darkness and silence that feels all-encompassing. Mostly true. Space is unimaginably vast. It stretches out in every direction and is expanding at an incredible rate. And it is true that aside from stars, galaxies, and clusters, the universe is extremely dark. Although much of the space appears empty, scientists know that even the vacuum contains radiation, particles, and other forms of energy. We cannot observe an edge to the universe, assuming one exists, because light has not reached it yet. This image is our observable universe. It is our 360-degree view of what is around our planet. To put it in numbers, the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. The radius is approximately 46.5 billion light years, and the diameter is about 93 billion light years. Is it silent? Yes. In order for the sound to travel, it requires a physical medium through which to travel. On Earth, sound waves can travel through gases, liquids, and solids. In space, In areas between galaxies or clusters, there's very little matter. Sound cannot travel effectively because the density is too low. So, yes, Batman is experiencing a silent universe. In the last few months, I've come to understand that space between worlds is a long, dark alleyway. Partially true, this might be considered as a metaphor. True, the space between planets is long and dark. Batman fights most of his crimes in dark alleyways in Gotham City. Here, he expresses a nostalgic memory. Gravity continues to fascinate us. It shapes galaxies, keeps our feet firmly planted on Earth, and occasionally causes superheroes to have a very bad day. I really enjoy reading comic books that include some fascinating science facts. Not everything scientific mentioned in comic books needs to be true, right? It's science fiction after all. But I do enjoy examining them, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts.